I'm showing you how quickly and easily you can make juicy, healthy chicken burgers in an air fryer. We're increasing the protein by mixing ground chicken with egg, almond flour, and shredded cheese. Then we're adding fresh garlic, diced onion, Worcestershire sauce, and seasonings. The chicken patties are quickly cooked in an air fryer in only 10 minutes and served with your favorite burger toppings. Hello, my name is Nicole Bonilla and I am so glad you're here. If you love healthier recipes made with all natural ingredients like I do, then you are in the right place. To make these chicken burgers, we're going to start by adding 1 egg to our bowl, and then I'll just gently whisk it until it's well combined. Next, we're going to add in ½ a cup of cheese, and you can use any shreddable variety that you like. I'm using some Vermont white cheddar cheese. And then to increase the protein and nutrition, we're going to add ½ a cup of some almond flour, and then ⅓ of a cup of some very finely diced onions. And then I have 3 cloves of minced garlic. And then we'll add 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1½ teaspoons of salt, a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and 1 teaspoon of paprika, and a couple dashes of black pepper. And then we'll mix all these ingredients together until they're well combined. And it will have this paste-like consistency, but it's gonna smell really good. And we'll add 1 pound of our ground chicken. And then I found the easiest way to mix this together is to just use your hands. So I'll just gently press the chicken down into the mixture and then just fold it up on itself a few times. So we don't want to overmix it, but we'll just keep going until we can see that all the spices and color are mixed throughout the meat. And now you can decide how large you want your burgers to be. Since we have 1 pound of chicken, we could divide it into 4ths and then have a ¼ pound chicken patties. For me, I find that they're a little bit large, so I'm going to divide mine into 5 patties. So I'm just going to take my spatula and then just visually divide it out until I have 5 even sections. And then to form our patties, I'm just going to lay down a sheet of parchment paper and then scoop out one of our sections. And it's going to be very wet and sticky, so you won't necessarily be able to form it into a ball in your hands. So I just press it down onto the parchment paper, and then I can just spread it around into my patty shape. And then I'll continue to do this for all 5 patties. And now that all of our patties are formed, we want to preheat our air fryer. So I'm just going to turn on my air fryer, tap on the preheat button, and hit start. And now that our tray is preheated, we'll carefully set this on my counter. And then we'll want to lightly grease the bottom of our basket or our tray. But be careful not to use a pressurized nonstick spray. I'm going to go ahead and use some avocado oil cooking spray. Then I'll just lightly coat the inside of the tray. And now we want to carefully put the patties down into the basket. And this is another reason why I like spreading these out on parchment paper. It's because it makes it a little bit easier for getting them off. Now they are going to be a little bit sticky, but that is okay. So I'm just going to carefully set this down into my tray. Now I could fit 4 patties, but since I'm going to cook 5, I'll go ahead and just put 3 in for this first round, and then I'll cook 2 in the next round. And we'll make sure they all have a nice little distance in between them. And then to make them just a little bit extra crispy on top, I have some light olive oil that I'm just going to lightly brush on top of them. But you could also use avocado oil or extra virgin olive oil or even melted butter. Well, these look fantastic and they are ready to go back into our air fryer. We're going to set it for 10 minutes at 400 degrees. After 5 minutes, we're going to take them out, flip them over, and put them back in. And we'll know they're done when they're nice and golden around the edges. And we can also use our meat thermometer to make sure that the internal temperature is at least 165 degrees. I'll put these in the oven, set the timer for 10 minutes at 400 degrees, and off it goes. Well, my air fryer just beeped at me, so that means it's the halfway point. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. Oh, those look so good. You can see how they're already getting some color on top. So I'm gonna go ahead and just flip them over. Oh, I wish you could smell my kitchen right now. And I'm just gonna take my light olive oil and just baste a little bit on top of each of the patties. And then these are going back into the oven for the remaining 5 minutes. My air fryer just went off, so our 10 minutes are up. And wow, those look so good. So now I'm going to take my meat thermometer and just confirm that they are at least 165 degrees inside. And yes, they are all cooked through. Now I'll carefully transfer them to a plate, and then we'll want to let these sit and rest for about 15 minutes, and then they are ready to serve. And then while I'm waiting, I can go ahead and cook my last 2 burgers. Well, all of our patties are baked and they look and smell incredible. Our first set was able to rest for about 10 to 12 minutes while I cooked the second set. So that means the first set is ready to sample. That tastes so good. There is so much depth of flavor coming in from the egg and the cheese and the almond flour, and then getting the fresh onion and garlic are so good. It's lightly crispy on the outside, but then just soft and tender and juicy on the inside. And I love that it's made higher in protein with all natural ingredients. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today in my kitchen. I've included a link to the full recipe and it's in the video description below, which takes you to my website, gentletummy.com. And I also invite you to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you know someone else who you think would love this recipe, please share this video with them. And I cannot wait to have you hang out with me again in my kitchen.